What are irrational numbers in GED Math? Have you ever wondered about numbers that just don't fit neatly into a box? Today, we are going to talk about irrational numbers and how they play a role in your GED Math studies. So, what exactly are irrational numbers? Simply put, irrational numbers are real numbers that cannot be expressed as a simple fraction or ratio of to integers. This means you cannot write them as a fraction where both the top and bottom numbers are whole numbers, and the bottom number is not zero. Instead, irrational numbers have decimal forms that do not terminate or repeat. For example, the decimal representation of the square root of 2 is approximately 1.41421356, and it goes on forever without repeating any digits. This is a key characteristic of irrational numbers. In the context of GED Math, understanding irrational numbers is essential. You will encounter them in various problems that involve number operations and problem solving, especially when working with fractions and decimals. Let's look at some common examples of irrational numbers. One of the most famous is pi, which is approximately 3.1459. Pi represents the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. Another example is the square root of non-perfect squares, like the square root of 2, the square root of 3, and the square root of 5. Now, how do irrational numbers differ from rational numbers? Rational numbers can be expressed as fractions, and their decimal forms either terminate, like 7.35, or repeat a pattern, like 0.3333, which equals 1/3. Irrational numbers cannot be expressed in this way. Let's talk about roots. Many roots are irrational unless the number under the root is a perfect square. For example, the square root of 16 equals 4, which is rational. However, the square root of 3 is irrational. In practical GED Math problems, you might be asked to identify whether a number is rational or irrational. You may also need to simplify expressions involving roots or work with decimals that representing these numbers. Recognizing the difference between rational and irrational numbers is important for solving problems accurately, especially when converting between fractions and decimals or estimating values. Understanding irrational numbers is part of the broader knowledge tested in the GED mathematical reasoning section. It is particularly relevant under number operations and problem solving with fractions and decimals. So, as you prepare for your GED, keep these concepts in mind. They will help you tackle a variety of math problems with confidence.